Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Tuesday, January 28th. A brutal cold morning here in the Mid-Atlantic region. Single-digit lows in most of the suburban locations of the big cities. This particular Arctic air outbreak has extended all the way down into the deep south. A big ice and snow producer will generate significant snow in portions of the deep south. Places from Mississippi all the way to the Carolinas and Virginia can expect some snowfall later on today into tonight. That southeastern storm looks like it'll spread snow right here into the I-95 corridor later on this evening into the overnight hours. In fact, there's a possibility of a coating to a couple of inches of snow overnight tonight in the big cities, in and around the big cities from D.C. to Philadelphia to New York City, and we'll focus in on that in a moment or two. First, let's talk about the cold. This is a map from coolweather.com that we showed similar maps last week during those cold air outbreaks. All these areas in blue are at record lows or near record lows this morning. The coldest temperature I could find was 37 below in Longville, Minnesota. 14 below right now in Madison, Wisconsin. State College has 3 below right there on campus at Walker Building. 3 below. That's the 6th time this month of January that they have been below zero on the campus of Penn State University. That has not happened since January of 1977, which happened to be my very first winter up there at Penn State University. Again, a very extensive outbreak of Arctic air with record lows or near record lows all the way from Colorado to New England, and setting the stage for a big winter event all the way from the deep south into the Mid-Atlantic I-95 corridor later on today and tonight. Well, here's the latest infrared satellite imagery loop from the Penn State EWAL site. We want to focus in on this upcoming storm across the southeastern part of the country. This is a good map to look at the high clouds here, and they really show us where the winds are blowing right along the southeast coast, basically out of the southwest towards the northeast. Lots of moisture available from the Gulf of Mexico. We'll see the radar next. Quite a bit of precipitation already breaking out here in the deep south. And again, the clouds already backing into the I-95 corridor. Indeed, it looks like we very well could get some accumulating snow here in and around the big cities overnight tonight as this storm pulls out of the Gulf of Mexico and rides to the north and east along the Mid-Atlantic coastline. Well, here's a current radar loop for the nation from the University of Oklahoma Mesonet website. All of this, believe it or not, just about all of this is in the form of some kind of frozen precipitation. They will get snow in places that they don't normally get significant snow. Places like the Outer Banks of northeastern North Carolina will get several inches of snow. The Delmarva Peninsula to southern and central coastal sections of New Jersey look like they'll get several inches of snow as all of this pulls out and rides up to the north and east. And again, right now it looks like even the I-95 corridor right in here from D.C. to Philadelphia to New York City could get in on some accumulating snow overnight tonight as all of this pulls out to the north and east. Well, let's take a look at the very latest 12Z NAM model run, and again, it is shifting a little bit more to the north and west, not too unusual. We mentioned yesterday about a bias that some of these U.S. computer forecast models have with respect to coastal storms, in that the storm track is often a little bit too far to the south and east, and then as you get closer and closer to the event time, it pulls more and more to the north and west. This is the forecast map for early this evening. Again, totally dry here at this time in the I-95 corridor. The precipitation only extending as far as central Virginia at this time. But let's now jump ahead 6 hours. And here's the forecast map for late tonight, just after midnight. Now notice here the NAM, the very latest 12Z NAM model run, has light precipitation back well to the west of the District of Columbia into southeastern part of Pennsylvania, all the way up into New York City. Let's now jump ahead another 6 hours. And here too, by tomorrow morning, precipitation back inland a little bit, but well back of the I-95 corridor, big cities into central Maryland, southeastern Pennsylvania, to the north and west of the New York City region. Let's now jump ahead another 6 hours. And here's the 12Z NAM forecast map for tomorrow afternoon. Finally, by this time, everything pulls off the coast. All we're left with is the bitter cold air with a decent breeze here out of the west, northwest. Still some unreasonable temperatures and outrageously cold wind chill factor on Wednesday afternoon. But let's now take a look at the total precipitation that the very latest 12Z NAM model run is producing. And here it is, the upcoming storm now, the 12Z NAM model output for precipitation, and all of this will be in the form of snow, of course, here in the I-95 corridor. The second level of greens here is 0.1 to 0.25 liquid equivalent precipitation, and on a 10-to-1 ratio, that could translate to 1 to perhaps 3 inches of snow in and around the big cities overnight tonight. Now, this is just one model. We'll, of course, monitor all the other information coming in all day today, so stay tuned to the siweather.com. Indeed, it looks like some accumulating snow in and around the big cities from D.C. to Philadelphia to New York City overnight tonight. That's it for now. For the siweather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.